our today's agenda will be approval process and email template. So approval process. Approval process is a automotive process or automation tool of a Salesforce, which will allow a user to submit to their respective manager or the upper level user for a approval, kind of like we are having leave approval or any record approval we are having, like in our daily basis scenario we have leave approval in our organization, right? So what we do is we submit our leave, like so many people, like so many organizations have their different rules, like they send a email, or some organization, like we have a separate uh, what can I say, like a website kind of thing, or a application where we have to submit this approval request, where I need a leave, and I'll submit that, and then it will go to the my manager, and he will check that plan and all, and he will approve or reject based on the date and time he will see. So these kind of approval processes we can set in Salesforce. So the approval process in Salesforce will work like this. Like we will have some steps over there. We can update field by using approval processes. Like if any record has been approved, then we update any other field on that record, or if it is rejected, then we can update that field. That kind of thing we can apply in Salesforce by using approval process. So this is the simple example of approval process. We can for this we have to set a criteria, like entry criteria, so that like here it is said like the approval process. So that any region, if there is no region, then the final step will be like this. So here we can say like do this POC opportunity need BU approval? If yes, then it will go another step. Otherwise, it will no, and POC will approve automatically. So that kind of scenario we can do. So let me go and create a approval process. So by going this setup, so this is the setup page, and in the quick find box, we will write approval process. So under this workflow and approvals, approval processes will be there. Click on the approval process and select your object. On which object do you want to create the approval process? So these are some all the standard object, and we have our custom object as well, like student, teacher, and all those things. Let me go and create a approval process on opportunity. Like we have a scenario where uh, stage of opportunity. Let me open opportunity first. Okay. So we will go and create a approval process where this opportunity stage, if we do is close lost, or yeah. So if we do that, if any user will update this close lost, like this opportunity record is going to lost, then we will we will create a approval process for that. It should be approved by the manager that it is going to lost, or he will coordinate further on that. So based on this requirement, we are going to create the approval process. So let me go, and so this is the simple you jump start with us. So this is the simple approval process. So this is the automatic thing, and we are going to give our criteria and things. So just use standard setup wizard. Click on that, and here we have to give the name of this approval process. opportunity stays full. You can give description of this approval process. So here for this, in this step 2, we have to set the entry criteria for this. We can select a formula, we can write a formula, or we can give this entry criteria by choosing the field and the value for that particular field. So let me go and check the stage field, like where stage is equals to closed. So this will be our entry criteria. We can give multiple criteria over here, and I'll go and click next. So it will here it will check that if stage is closed or not. If it is not closed, then it will not go and it will not start this approval process. If it is only closed, then only it will start this approval process. So here in step 3, we have to specify the approver field, approver owner username. So here what we have, like we have manager, or if we have any other hierarchical upper role, we will find those role over here. But right now we haven't like created any hierarchical upper role. So we have only manager right now. So we'll select and select manager, use approval field for opportunity owner. So this is opportunity owners manager will be there. So if the opportunity owner, who will be the opportunity owner, like I have created that record and I'm going to submit that, then only my manager will be the approver. If the Sudeep is going to, if Sudeep has created a opportunity record and he is going to submit the approval process, then his manager will be receiving the approval request. So for that we have to select this, and this is the record editability properties. So do you want to, like, do you want only administrator to be edit after that record has been submitted for approval, or do you want the approver or the currently like the assigned manager or whoever will be the approver that also can edit that? So you can give you can select one of these options. So I have selected this like administrator as well as that approver. The current approver will be able to edit that record. So I'll go and click next. And here we have to select the email template, like what we are going to send. That particular approver will be receiving a email that a person, a user is submitted that particular request to approve. So please approve or reject. So that kind of email template we have to create and we have to select. So right now we have, so we'll be we have a email template topic. Our next topic will be there. So for now we will select any like this. I'll select like sales new user email. So for example, I have selected this. You can create your custom template and you can select over here. I'll go and click next. And here in this step 5, what we have to do is we have to like choose, or we have to select all those fields which we have to show to the approver, like what how many field or from this particular record, which field you do you want to display. So here is the example you can see. So like this. So this kind of page the approver will be receiving in his organize org. So approve, reject, approval request. So expense report name. This is the simple example. The owner who have submitted that uh, approval process, and the submitted amount. So that amount, if he is selected, so these fields will be there. The comment will be there by default. So he or she, the approver, will be uh, adding a comment of whenever he will approve or reject. And history also we can display to that approval, like before this on this record, if any other approval history is there, then this will be displayed over there. So that uh, yeah, so that we can choose how many field. Like right now, I'm not going to choose anything. Like we can give like the description or close date. We can give, yeah, this we can set. And display approval history. If you want to display this approval history, like older your history, approval history, do you want to display in that page, you can select that, or else you don't, like, don't select that if you don't want to display. Security setting for this, like if do you want to allow that approvers to access that particular page or on his Salesforce application only, or do you want to display or access that particular page of externally, like a wireless enabled mobile device, like we have a Salesforce One mobile app, so on that also. So for this it is a recommended, so we can let it be by default. So click next. So these are the field we have selected, and in the sixth step, the last step, where we have to select the initial submitter, so who can submit for that approval. So here we have selected the opportunity owner, who is the owner of that particular record, that only can be submit that particular approval request. We can choose from here like public group. If there is a public group for that opportunity, then we can select that. If there is a role, like a role or subordinate, like if there is a sales engineer role, so that we can select. Or user, if we want to give a specific user, that like that Aladdin customer, that only can submit that record, then we can give that. So right now, the creator, we can give this record creator, who is the owner of that record, that we are going to give. Page layout, if you want to display that approval history uh, as a related list on that opportunity page layout, you can check that mark. So if you want to, like right now, we are going to see that opportunity related, that approval history as a opportunity related list. Sorry. So I have selected this, or this is the uh, checkbox where we, if you want to, if you want your submitters to recall the approval request, then you can check that. Like if I have submitted any record by mistake, and if I want to recall, like if it is not submit, like it is submitted, then I have realized that it is something mistake is there, some problem is there, I have to correct that. Then that person can recall that. There will be a button and he will click on that and it will be recalled. So it will not submitted to that for approval request. So that kind of thing you can give. So I'm going to save this. Clear till now? So it is very simple. Like we have to give criteria and we have to specify the approver, and the field which we are going to display to the approver, and the initial submitter who are going to submit that approval request. So this kind of thing we have to specify. Here, what would you like to do? Okay, yes, I would like to create an approval step now. So here we are going to create a approval step. So we have created a approval process, but we have to specify the steps what we are going to do when that approval process has been started. So here enter name and description. So first, in our first step, new approval steps, what update. Mm, yeah, that we can update, like closing date we can update to today. So step one, if we are going to, if so that step number we have to give. like first what do you want to do, then if we give 2 then it will like go on the second number. So first it will go and do that first number, and then it will go on the second. So I'll go and click next, and then specify the step criteria. So if you want to give the step criteria, so in that approval process you can give separate steps. So if it is already been entered in the approval process, you can set first step to like step to update a field, or uh, approve if it is like already like a amount field is there, and if you want that amount is less than 10,000, then it should be approved automatically. There should not be any approver, or the manager will be there and he will be approving manually. So that kind of scenario you can mention in your steps, approval steps. So all records should go approve record. Here you can specify the criteria for that, and automatically assign using the user field selected earlier, manager. So we can select this, so the manager will be the automatically assigned who will be approving that record, and we will be saving this. Now right now we don't want to create. Yes, I would like to know. Right now we don't want to create any task. So it is asking us to create any task to our approval action. Like if it is approved, then we can create a task, or if it is rejected, then we can create a task. So right now we don't want to create any task over there. So let's go and see this approval process. So this is the approval process we have created till now. So this is the name, and this is the criteria, entry criteria. If the stage equals close, then only it will go. Right now it is not active. So if it is done, when it is done, we will activate it. Allow submitter to recall. So this will be the checkbox which will allow submitter to recall that approval request. And this is the record editability. Here you can edit from here whichever you want to edit, the initial submitter, approval page layout, or anything. So this is the step we have created, update closing date to today, and this will be going to the manager for now. So what it will do is it will check the stage, and it will check if it is closed lows, then it will enter it, and then it will log the record. So log the record from being edited. So no one will be editing, no one can edit that record except this administrator or current approver. So we have given this access to those administrator and current approver record editability. Except those users, no one can be edit that record. Even the owner of that particular record, that who have submitted that, he also cannot be edit that record. So initial submission action, in that this will be the default one by Salesforce, standard one. We can't change that. We can create any email alert, like it is submitted, then we can create a email alert, and we can send to whomsoever we want to send. Like that to manager, it will be going by default, like we have given that thing, like it will be going to the manager, like the approval request will be there, he will be submitting that. But if we want to send another email to any other person, that we can create a task, we can create a field update like approval process, like workflow rule. We can send an outbound message like workflow rule. So these kind of action we can perform over here in our approval steps. So we have created this steps. So it will be going to the manager, and if the final so here will be the uh, approval and rejection action. So if this manager will approve this request, then it will come here, and it this is the final approval action, and this is the final rejection action. So if it will approve, then what do you want to do? So if do you want to create any task when it is it's approved, then you can create, you can send email, you can so these four actions will be there as well, so you can perform those. Here also you can perform those. If it is rejected, then you can update any field, you can send email, or you can send outbound message or create task. So and recall action. So here it will, if that person will recall that approval request, so it will be unlocked, the it will be unlocked from being edited. So that person will be edited now. If it is rejected, then it will be unlocked. And here also, if that person have recorded, you can perform those actions. So this is the approval process. It is so here you will see, right now you will see this is complicated, but like when you will go and create by yourself, you will get it properly. So I don't know how much you have understand from me, but yeah, this is not very very important kind of, but yeah, it's a approval process. Have you do you have any question on that? Anyone having? Okay. Okay. No. Then we can go to the email template. So if there is any question on the approval process, please let me know. Please type. You can type in the chat box, and you can tell me over here on that call only. So uh, so this is the approval process. And next, email template. So email template is nothing but a template we can create, like we can reference the field. So from Salesforce we can reference any field. If you want to reference any kind of field from any object, you can refer that particular field in your email template, and you can display that amount or that value of that particular field in your email template. And you can send, you can select the user or the email or the username from to whom you want to send. You can select those name as well. You can select the signature as well. So this kind of email template you can create. So there will be like four types of email template in Salesforce. So text email template will be the simple, like this. We have this is the simple text email template, like hi or student c underscore dot name. So what it will do is it will go and select this student object, and from this student object it will fetch the name, and it will display over here. So it will display like hi Sudeep or hi Madhusudan, and then it will display this, we are very pleased to confirm. So this kind of message you can write by custom, like in the text format. And then you can you can give the references from other fields, like here it is referencing that course name. So it will go and find that course field from this student object. And here same like this, so course fees and course name and balance fees. So it will display those live data into your email template, and it will create this template. And you can use this template in any email alert or approval process or workflow and process builder. So you can create any kind of HTML with the classic letterhead. So this will be the letterhead you might have seen in like any paperly or any the marketing emails you have seen. So this kind of thing you can create over here, like the company logo will be there, and the under the header and footer will be there, and in between the body, in between body you can find some pictures. And so this kind of HTML class with classic letterhead you can create here. but for this you have to create a letterhead first. So we'll be going through with this as well, and custom HTML. So this will be also a custom HTML template. So here you don't need this letterhead. You can write your HTML code. So if you are familiar with HTML, you can write your custom HTML code, like what do you which kind of page do you want to display to the email template. In your email template, you can create by using your HTML tags. And Visual Force, like Visual Force is also same like HTML, so you can write your email template in Visual Force code as well. So in this Visual Force email template, you can display related objects data as well, because Visual Force will be working on your Salesforce class, Salesforce organization. So you can uh, fetch contact to account, or account to contact, or account to opportunity data in your email template. So let me go, and first I'll show you the letterhead. So for the HTML with letterhead template, you need this letterhead. So this letterhead will be like this. So the company logo, this will be the header, this will be the body, and this will be the footer. So here you can place your company logo. Here you can place any other like logo or signature or any kind of graphics. In this body, you can give the layouts, like for the format of your layout, like 4 box or with 6 box or 1 box. So this kind of thing you can create in your letterhead. So here you can create new letterhead. You have to give example for now. So you have to select this one, so that it will be, you will be seeing this in your email templates. So yeah, see, here you can give the header, here you can give your body, and here you can give your footer. So you can select logo, edit footer properties, like how much width or height you want to give. Same like this, edit body color. So you can select your body color as well, which do you want to. So this will be the CSS color number. From the here also you can select. So go and try to create a letterhead with your own design. uh, which do you like to would you like to create? So try create a letterhead and use that letterhead in your email template. So sorry, let me go. Yeah, in so this is the letterhead, and right, let me go in email templates, a classic email template. So these are some standard email templates which provided by Salesforce. These all are text type of email templates. So this will be the folder. You can create your custom folder over here. So right now we don't want to create any custom folder. We can create later. So when you are going to create email template, then it will ask you the types, which types of email template do you want to create. So let me go and create text type right now. So in this HTML thing, you need that letterhead. Yeah. So this is the custom text email template. So let's select the field available to use, uh, like welcome email to student. Okay. Encoding you can provide which Latin or ISO code you want to give. Subject you can give, so welcome to the college. In body, email body, you can give like hi, and if you want to face the student record is student name, then from here, if you don't know the exact code, then you can go and you can select, like it will ask you which object field do you want to fetch. So here, like contact field, or we have a student object here, so it should have the student field. So here this will you will find that student field. So we have a custom object student object, so it will fetch the student field. Select field, which field do you want to fetch. So here we have this custom field. So these are the student standard fields. So these are custom field which we have created. So for now we want the name. So name is a standard field, I guess. Yeah, student name. And this will be the code you can copy from here, like copy merge field value. So this will be the merge field value. You can go and place over here. So it will fetch the name from the student object. Got it? So hi, and it will fetch the name. And you can write body over here. So welcome, sorry, welcome to the college, thank you. And you can give the sender name as well. So who send this email also you can give by using this user field. Mhm. Name, and this will you can give, so that user who have sent this email, he will be his name will be coming over here. So this kind of text email you can give. You can use as many field as many you want, like here what closing date I want to display from student object. So here you can find the closing date, and you can copy from here and you can display. So here the closing date will be displayed. So let me go and save it. You can check from here, like you can attach the file also if you want. You can test it. So send email, to whom do you want to send. So let me go and give my email for now. This I would have received any email. Yeah, this will be the email I will be receiving. So welcome to the college, the name of the subject. So why? Okay, I have not selected the record for now, because I have tested from the email template itself. So it will not face the name and the closing date, but it look here, it face the name of the username. So I was the user and my username is Aladdin customer. So it faced that name, but it didn't face that student name and student closing date, because we are not on the record right now. We are testing from here. So let me go and select um, student. Which record do you want? Abhishek I have selected. In Abhishek, I have to see which email is there. Yeah. So let me go and change the email address from here. Yeah, it is my email only. Test it from here. Student. Let me delete it first. Yeah. So now I have selected that record. So it fetches that name from the student object. It fetches the date, closing date from the student. So this is the closing date, and it fetches the date and it fetches the name. So this kind of email template you can create and you can use in your email alert or workflow rule or any kind of email alert which you are using in approval process or you are using in workflow rule or process builder. So this is the text email, and try to create HTML with letterhead and the HTML without letterhead if you are familiar with HTML. So here in this custom HTML template, what you need to do is you need to create your HTML body. So HTML with the HTML tag, header, body, and footer thing. So you can create your own HTML email template. And in this Visualforce template, don't go deep in this, but you can find some example codes on the internet, or you can if you are familiar with Visualforce, or it's same like HTML. So you can go ahead and create Visualforce email template also, but 90% of the time the text email template will be using in the day-to-day basic scenario or in real life projects. So yeah, but try to create one example for each. And yeah, that's the today's topic. So you can find the resources from this PPT. I'll be sharing this. So is there any question on anything? And yeah, our
Actually,
today.
once we
Yeah.
practicing only, then we will get doubts, I think so.
Yes, yes, definitely. So try to create a approval process, and try to create email template, and then use that email template in your approval process, and then send it to and make yourself as a manager, and you will receive that approval request, and approve it or reject it, and play with this approval process and email template, and you will get a better understanding about